Despite dubbing his UFC 298 meeting with Merab Valishvili as an all-or-nothing situation, Henry Cejudo has reversed his decision to retire for a second time. Instead, the former two-division title holder will look to bounce back inside the octagon, and he already has a couple of big names in mind. There's still that Sean O'Malley fight, Cejudo said in a video on his YouTube channel. "I still don't think O'Malley's going to get past Cejudo. We could potentially headline something like that in Phoenix." O'Malley is currently scheduled to defend his bantamweight title against Marlon Chito Vera in the UFC 299 headliner on March 9. Should Sugar retain his title against the only make to have beaten him inside the octagon, Triple C already has a contingency plan in place. "There's that fight with Brandon Moreno," Cejudo said. "There's that bad blood that, former training partners that were somewhat best friends leading up to the breakup, to having a good, nice little Mexican showdown for all you fans." Cejudo has called for a clash with Moreno on more than one occasion after going their separate ways, though it's unclear if he would be willing to drop down to flyweight to meet the Assassin Baby for a potential grudge match. The last time Cejudo competed at 125, it was for a title defense against TJ Dillashaw in 2019. Moreno is scheduled to headline UFC's return to Mexico on Saturday, February 24, against familiar foe Brandon Royval in the evening's main event, while Cejudo is fresh off a unanimous decision loss to the No. 1 ranked bantamweight contender in the world. Cejudo has now lost back-to-back bouts since returning from a 3-year-long layoff. Triple C previously stated that a loss against the Machine would send him back into retirement, but he has since rescinded the claim. Henry Cejudo announces he's not retiring from MMA. The show goes on, "I am not fucking leaving." The next we have Strickland and Robert Whittaker. Coach Eric Nicksick likes the idea of Sean Strickland stepping inside the octagon with another former middleweight champion, Robert Whittaker. After pulling off a stunning upset against Israel Adesanya in September to claim the 185-pound crown, Strickland surrendered the title to Dricus du Plessis in his first defense at UFC 297. A month later, Whittaker bounced back following a second-round knockout loss against DDP by outworking one-time title challenger Paulo Costa at UFC 298 in Anaheim. Asked about a potential meeting between the former champions, Nicksick had plenty of positive things to say about the Reaper and his impressive middleweight run over the years. "It's a great fight," Nicksick told MMA Junkie Radio. "I still think Robert's the most talented from top to bottom in the division, in my opinion. I think he has the most skill set and is the most dangerous. I've always been a huge fan of Robert Whittaker. I've stolen a lot of techniques off of him, things that he's done. I've seen him in the locker room, warming up, doing things that I put in my database and taken for good reason. I think he's one of the best 185 to ever do it, and I think had it not been for Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker would have been holding that belt for a long period of time." Over the last year, Strickland has emerged as the promotion's most polarizing figure. In turn, his star power has skyrocketed, making him a beloved figure among fight fans all over the world, and Nicksick has no problem with Tarzan staying active to capitalize on his growing popularity. "He's a prize fighter, and I think money talks," Nicksick said. "So, he's in a position where he can maximize on his value in the situation that he's in, then why not? Why not go fight? He hasn't been taking a whole lot of damage other than the Alex Pereira fight, so he's relatively healthy. He's still back in the room, he's still training hard, he's doing everything he's supposed to do." Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker currently occupy the No. 1 and No. 3 spots in the middleweight top 10.